Hi, I'm Dr. Mike Searcy. Welcome back to your COM 181 Basic Public Speaking course. In this video, I want to take a couple of minutes and I want to cover just how do we get started once you've gotten through the first week requirements. Remember, of course, that the first week requirements, you were supposed to take the syllabus quiz and get an 80 or above on that. You were supposed to send me a copy of your photo ID just for integrity and ethics sake, so that I am quite aware that the person who signed up for this course is also, of course, the person who is giving the presentations. A submission of the last page of the syllabus, which in and of itself is an opportunity for you to express any concerns that you have, and also to sign the syllabus indicating to me that you have read it and that you understand what's in it. A welcome and introduction discussion board, where you've taken the opportunity to describe to the rest of the class and introduce yourself, who you are, why you're taking this class, and some interesting things about you, so we can start to get to know each other, especially if we're going to be used and going to participate as the audience for each other's presentations, if that's how you've arranged it with this particular course, especially if you're meeting in the classroom. That may not be the case if you're taking this course completely online. But we'd like to know who is in our audience and kind of get to know each other a little bit better. And then number 5, which those in the classroom don't necessarily have to do this, but those who are my online-only students have to do this. Open a YouTube channel. Create a short video telling us how you're going to gather your audience. What camera are you going to use? And this can be web broadcasting. You don't need an audience for this. And then the same kinds of things that are in the introduction discussion that you just filled out. But tell us a little bit about yourself, what program you're in. Why does that program excite you? What are your goals and aspirations? And then upload it to the YouTube channel. Mark it as unlisted to protect your privacy. And then send me the link so that I can actually see and evaluate it. And that's basically just to check that you can handle the technological requirements of the course. Because if that's not the case, then this is not necessarily the course for you. Especially if you're taking it in an online-only version of this course. Okay, once you've done that, you should see at that point the opportunity to get into, because right after you've done that, underneath the first week requirement folder in your syllabus and assignments should appear, based on the fact that you've submitted these things, should appear Module 1. That's COM 1811, the public speaking process. It is in this module that we will do all the work for the first 1/3 of the course that will take you through the first presentation that you're going to give, or the narrative speech. So click into that module, where you will see at the top of that module, once you click into that folder, what's called the COM 1811 Roadmap, your guide to Module 1. Click into that folder, because the rest of the folders won't show until you've had the opportunity to go into that folder and examine what's there. And when you go into the roadmap, or your guide to Module 1, you will see a discussion of the chapters that we're going to cover in the text. You will note, of course, that we're not covering all the chapters exactly in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 14 makes up Module 1. You will see a summary of the chapter tasks. Talk about what a narrative speech is. Your first speech for Module 1 will be a narrative speech. It'll talk about what a narrative speech is, give you an opportunity to look at a video that is embedded into this folder from Nancy Duarte on how to tell a story. Watch these videos. I think they're very informative, and they're also pretty telling to me when you give your presentations whether or not you've gone through the process, because your work usually shows that you've been paying attention. And then finally, you have the opportunity to click on the narrative speech assignment for the end of the module. This is really important, because this is your goal for the whole module. It'll actually give you the instructions for the speech, the time limit for the speech, and the actual criteria for the speech. It also includes the rubric. The rubric is the form that I'm going to be holding and actually writing out on when I'm grading your presentation. That's important. Because if you're going to know what the rubric is and know exactly what I'm looking for and know exactly what I'm grading, this should be part of how you're crafting your speech. You can create your speech exactly to this criteria, right? I hope that makes sense. So you'll have that. Once you've done that, click back out of the module, or back out of the module, the roadmap, back into the module. Once you do that, at the bottom of the folder, it will say Mark Reviewed. Magically appear, because you've clicked in, you've clicked out. You can mark this folder now as reviewed. Click on the Mark Reviewed button. And after you click on the Mark Reviewed button, what will happen is the whole page will reset. And then you will see Part 1 folder underneath the roadmap folder. Part 1, the public speaking process, where we're going to actually go over through the various chapters. The power of public speaking, the speech communication process, dealing with nervousness, speaking in a multicultural world, and ethics in public speaking. And that is your 7 minutes to the introduction of Module 1. Let me know how it's going, and ask me questions as you go. I'm Dr. Mike.